Hi everyone, thought I would just film while I cleaned out Morty. Morty's just in here chilling out for a bit. I was having it where a lot of eggs were being laid and they seemed to come from Morty a lot. So what I did was separate Morty out for a bit just to give him a chance to sort of, well, say he. I don't know why I say he automatically, but they're both. But just to give Morty a chance to relax and build up strength and energy and put some weight on, and concentrate on growing instead of breeding. And as you can see, Morty is growing quite well. I'm quite pleased with the progress. They tend to grow a bit faster, I find, in the warmer months, and as it cools down, their growth rate does reduce, but they still do continue to grow throughout their lives. It's just it starts to slow down as they get older. Morty is approximately 1 year old, the same as Alvin, Simon and Theodore. And I wanted to just make sure they were nice and clean for Christmas and give them a good clean out. So obviously I filmed this a few weeks back and I just thought I'd show you as part of a Morty update. Morty's been doing very well. Morty is busy exploring the enclosure, likes to burrow down on the right hand side particularly, occasionally goes in the plant pot but normally prefers to burrow down underneath where the leaves are, and will burrow into the soil a little bit to form a sort of little ditch in the soil to sit in and then have a little sleep, and then comes out in the evening, sort of early evening, and has a good munch of food and a bit of a roam around in the dark and then goes back to bed. Whereas Rick will come out no matter what time of day it is and he's constantly eating. I find Morty and the others tend to more come out in sort of early evening, especially when it goes dark, especially if I've left the light off in the room. So yeah, and what I'm doing here is an egg search, because it's always worth doing an egg search every week, whether you think that they've been breeding or not. And even though Morty has been separated from the other snails for probably about 3 or 4 weeks now, you never know, so it's always worth a check. So what I do is just I have a look underneath the tank first. That's why the tank disappeared out of view, because if you hold the tank up, if it's a light tank like this, you can see the clutches normally at the bottom of the tank, or you can see like a little patch, and that gives you an idea. Couldn't see that, so I decided to do a full dig around in the soil and found nothing. I wasn't expecting anything, but it's always worth checking because, like I said, you never know. And then obviously put everything back. I like to use the plastic plants because they're easy to keep clean. You just spray them off and any gunk comes off. They don't bite on them, and they just make the tank look nice. And also you haven't got the risk of them having a plant in their tank that could be toxic. It is possible to have live plants with them, but then obviously you've got that whole thing of like they'll probably eat the live plants. So I don't tend to worry about live plants in the snail tanks, just stuff I can keep nice and clean. And these leaves are plastic, but they do feel fairly soft, so I'm quite pleased. And I've never had a snail get injured off these, and I've used these leaves for years. I find if I distract Morty with some food, Morty will stay out for a little bit longer when I first cleaned him out, so I can have a look and see how he's doing. And I'm giving him a variety of salad leaves, a little bit of cucumber, which I give weekly, and I will spray that with plenty of water. And as you can see, Morty is busy eating some snail mix. I give them snail mix once a week to make sure they've got plenty of protein in their diet. Depending on the snail mix, you'll get some where it says give it once a week, some where it says give it twice a week. I tend to do once a week. They only need it's like 25% calcium and 25% protein. Calcium you have to have a constant supply of in the tank, hence the cuttlefish. And then the majority of the diet then is veggies, mixed salad leaves, and a bit of fruit, but fruit you don't tend to give loads of. It tends to be more leafy greens and vegetables, and then the snail mix is the main part of their diet. And as you can see, Morty is there having a nibble. Morty is the more timid one out of my snails, so they will come out, but tends to hide when I'm around. But as you can see, if I put snail mix out, I tend to be able to distract Morty enough so I can have a good look and see how he's getting on. And as you can see, he's doing fine. He's got some nice shell growth going on there, and he's doing very well. And yeah, quite pleased with how he's doing. And like I said, he's about 1 year old. So yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.